Hello and welcome to FCN. I'm Crew Gibson.
And I'm London Fulkerson. Today we will be discussing some of the current events in both Floyd Central and our community.
As you all know, the Floyd Central class elections have just happened. Ballots were sent out on August 31st for students to vote. Our very own Mark Lowney took a deeper look into the elections. Let's see what he found.
Democracy, the basis of our great nation. The people get to decide who will lead them. And that's why the election is so important. And I'm not talking about that election. I'm talking about the FC Student Council elections.
The Floyd Central student elections have just passed, and the winners were announced. During the election, you likely saw many posters, most of which were for Levi Harrington. But while most were vying for the positions of president and vice president, some were going for positions that no one cared about.
So did you do any campaigning to become the junior class treasurer?
I didn't this year because I was the only one running, so I just, there was no need for me to go on the campaign efforts if I was the only one running.
Okay, so you got a free ride.
I did get a free ride this year, yes.
But what exactly do the class officers do?
So essentially we're all for just kind of a committee. We don't really have too much of an individual job like president versus vice president or whatever. It's kind of just we all four collectively make a decision. But if we were to tie and we can't decide on anything, I guess it would technically go to the president.
Whether it's the president or the treasurer, it's the students that decide who will represent them.
That's why it's so important to vote in these elections. You get to decide who will lead you. And hey, maybe next year you can run too.
Congratulations to the winners of this year's class elections. One of the new changes happening in Floyd Central is the new hybrid schedule.
The school board held a meeting on August 24th and came to a vote that the schedule would change again.
In these trying times, plans can change in a matter of instance, such as how our school block schedule has changed. This is our first week of school with the changing of the schedule. The original plan was to have students with the last name starting with A through K come to school on Monday and Wednesday, while the students with the last names L through Z come to school on Tuesday and Thursday. Therefore, all students would be virtual on Friday. This was the schedule until the week after Labor Day. Then the school board decided to change the A through K days to Monday and Thursday, and the L through Z days to Tuesday and Friday, thus making the all-virtual day on Wednesday up until fall break. To get more information on the switch, I went to interview the superintendent of middle schools for Floyd County, Dr. Griffin.
The main reason was for mitigation. We wanted to make sure students had up to 72 hours to be apart from one another, so that gives us the A students come on Mondays and Thursdays, B students come on Tuesdays and Fridays, and that gives us a full 72 hours in between actual days they're in school. We feel like the Wednesdays serve two purposes. One, I just mentioned about mitigation, but two, it's also our teacher collaboration day, and it's going to give us a little additional time for our teachers who are working extremely hard, time together to learn from each other, and just give them a little more time to be able to collaborate on those Wednesdays. After speaking with the Floyd County Health Department, we discovered that students under 12 years old are a lot less likely to carry COVID, and so we felt like that students K through 6th grade could come to school every day. Once you get to 7th grade, you have a greater likelihood of carrying COVID, and so we felt like that 7th through 12th grade cut was necessary. Well, we really feel like we've had a minimal number of positive cases through the first 19 days of school. We're in day 19 right now, and compared to some other districts that are about our size, they've had to close entire schools down. So we're lucky and fortunate that our measures and our strategies that we're using are effective.
After hearing what Dr. Griffin had to say, I support the changing of the schedule and hope that this is what keeps our numbers down.
So far, everyone seems to be adjusting well to the changes. We will keep you informed of any future changes as the schedule continues to be updated.
With the new school schedule and school guidelines, many programs, clubs, and events are being delayed or canceled. Dance Marathon is no exception.
So moving the Dance Marathon date back actually wasn't just my decision. It was a decision between lots of teacher sponsors, myself, and school administrators. We just had started conversation about whether a November dance marathon was the safest route to go, or whether pushing back was going to allow us to have a safer in-person option in the spring, depending on what COVID looks like then. So that's what led to the decision to push Dance Marathon to the spring. Again, not really just my decision, but a collective decision between teacher sponsors with Dance Marathon and school administrators. Do I think that moving the date back will raise more money? I do. I think it will give us more time to plan more fundraising events. It's going to give us more time to just fundraise in general. And with that extended DM season, again, we're just going to have more time to be able to connect with our community and fundraise. And in the end, we'll probably be able to raise more money by the time of our spring DM event. I do think a virtual DM is an option, but it's not one we wanted to do right away. We had the option to push back to spring to try to do a in-person dance marathon if it's safe to, so we wanted to do that first. But should it come to spring and it's still not safe to do something in person, we will be able to plan and do a virtual DM should it come to that.
While most events and clubs were delayed or canceled, Driver's Ed in Floyd Central is still running to teach students the ways of the road.
We spoke to Dave Michelle, one of the driving instructors, to see how he runs the program. Let's see what he said.
Driving is a very important skill. This skill can be learned here at Floyd Central. I talked to Mr. Michelle about the requirements needed to enroll in the driver's education program.
Yeah, requirements for driver's ed at Floyd Central High School. You pick up a packet at the bookstore. Once you pick up your packet, you can enroll online, turn in your payment to the online bookstore. You must be 15 years of age or older.
The online course makes it easy to learn from the comfort of your own home. I asked him more about it.
We started the online program probably about 4 years ago. The online class takes a minimum of 30 hours. The average, most kids finish in 30 hours. Some kids take a little bit longer, maybe up to 35 hours, depending on how long it takes you to get through all of the units of the online course. Also, you can get your permit before you finish the online course, and at that point, you will get set up with a driving instructor. You will go out for 6 different days, 2 hours at a time. You will drive 1 hour, and your partner will drive 1 hour.
I asked him if he's ever had any bad experiences while driving with students during his time at Floyd Central, and this was his response.
So really, I can't say there's really been any bad experiences for myself. Have not been involved in any accidents. I've been teaching driver's ed for 20 years at Floyd Central. Started in 2000.
To learn more information about enrollment, visit the Floyd Central homepage under Driver Education. Drive safe and don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
Floyd Central offers many extracurriculars and classes for students to embrace their talents. Project Lead the Way is an engineering and architecture-based class, and students can earn dual credit by taking the course. Sophie Woodard spoke to Mr. LeDuc, the teacher of Project Lead the Way, to see what all the class is about and how it benefits the students taking it.
Floyd Central has many courses offered that students can take. Some classes offered here are part of a program called Project Lead the Way, a program that focuses on engineering, digital electronics, and architecture. I interviewed Mr. LeDuc, who teaches industrial technology here at FC, about Project Lead the Way.
Okay, well, Project Lead the Way is a engineering/architecture curriculum, and students that take the Project Lead the Way courses can gain dual credit. And if they take all of the Project Lead the Way courses, a career track which helps them earn at least a technical honors diploma. Any skills that an engineer and architect will need are things that we focus on in the curriculum. So there's all kind of projects and hands-on projects that the kids do, throughout the high school career.
Many important skills can be learned from Project Lead the Way, including problem solving, good teamwork skills, communication, and so many more. The program can be extremely beneficial for those wanting to pursue a career in engineering, architecture, and more. By being a part of Project Lead the Way, students are helping themselves get prepared for life after high school.
Project Lead the Way is a class that involves a lot of technology.
Both students and teachers are using technology significantly more this school year. Students now use technology for more than just academic purposes. Rafe Swearingen is going to show us how he uses technology for fun by making cartoons.
Okay, so today I think I'm going to be showing you all a very simple concept in animation, which is squash and stretch. And so what I'm going to be showing you all is how to make a ball act like it's bouncing across the screen. For color, I think I'm going to go with, let's go green, bright green. You're going to have to hold down shift, and then it'll allow you to make a perfect circle. So what we're going to do is, this is a really important key, it's called a keyframe. So what it'll do, it'll copy this frame to the next one. So if we hit keyframe, just like that, it'll have a new one. So what I'm going to do is create a ball just like that. And I'm going to use my movement tool to put it right here, right in the frame, where it's barely poking out. And so this is where our keyframe tool comes in. So if you use auto keyframe, it'll copy it, and then we can move it. But you're probably wondering, dang dude, I can't see where this other ball should be, like the last frame we just drew. So what to do is you go down here and you select onion skin, which will tell you the last position of the frame. Okay, and now we can work on our squash and stretch. So we don't want a ball just like the same shape, just bouncing. We want it to like stretch out a little bit because it's going faster, and when it hits the bottom to squish out a little bit and then reform back at the top and repeat. So what I'm gonna do is use free transform, and I'm gonna let this ball stretch out just a fuzz, just a fuzz. And now the ball just hit the ground, and so it's stretched out going down, and now it's gonna squash. So let's take a look. Coming in, going down fast, and boom, squish. That looks pretty sweet. So to turn it, you just do this. Should be right on the corner with one of them. Right here you can see a little curvy arrow. You're probably wondering what this little white dot is. This is the axis that you can rotate on. So if you're in the center, it'll rotate like that, like normal. But if we take it and we put like in one of the corners, it'll rotate on that axis like that, which can be pretty handy. But for now, we just want it on the middle. Alright, for this one, it's not going to squash as much because it wasn't falling from as high. And alright, it is off the screen now. That's pretty cool. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, but this is a very basic beginner lesson.
There are many cool things offered for our students here at Floyd Central, one of them being the Highlander Outfitters store.
The Highlander Outfitters store typically operates in a set location, but this year they are changing their ways of operation due to COVID.
Highlander Outfitters is back in business, open on Thursdays and Fridays. But what is Highlander Outfitters? We spoke to Ms. Fondrisi, the teacher running the store, for more insight.
So Highlander Outfitters is our school spirit store, and we sell both to the students and also the staff and parents and anyone who comes to our games. In Highlander Outfitters, it is part of our business management class here at Floyd Central. The students not only participate in the management side of the classroom, but they also come to the store and sell a couple days a week during lunch and attend the games and events and sell there as well.
Students can find a variety of items from hoodies and shirts to hats and even masks. The store even sells branded merchandise from Nike.
Part of the grade is to design for the apparel and accessories that we have in the store. So just about everything you see here in the store is designed by the students.
Unfortunately, due to COVID, a few things have had to change.
Everyone has to wear masks and practice social distancing, as well as during lunch, the students can't have big groups in the store, so we do sell on a cart going around to the different groups in the gym, the cafeteria, and the spine.
Fortunately, the store still gets to sell their items. Students and even parents are able to shop.
Students generally will shop here at school during lunch on Thursdays and Fridays, and like I said, the students will push around a cart to different lunch locations. However, we can have just maybe 2 to 3 students in the store at a time because they will be separated. Parents can also make appointments to come shop the store at school with me, so they can call and leave a message, and I can meet them before, after school, or during my planning period, which is 5th period every day. And then, of course, we're at several of the home game events across different sports.
We're thankful that Highlander Outfitters still gets to sell their items. You can find the store near the gym or at games such as football and basketball.
Highlander Outfitters sells something for everyone, from students and teachers to parents.
Highlander Outfitters isn't the only store that has become popular within Floyd Central students. The Odd Shop, located in downtown New Albany, is a vintage store that sells a wide variety of items.
Everything from comic books to clothes to vinyls and so much more. Located on East Main Street in downtown New Albany, the Odd Shop has it all, filled with tons of 1950s to 90s nostalgia. We talked to owner Christian Johnson to learn a little bit more about her shop.
The inspiration for the Odd Shop was really my great-grandparents. They taught me everything I know. They would take me to auctions, and they did flea markets themselves. And then once I was about 12 or 13, I started doing my own flea markets, and then it kind of built up to this.
This local business is definitely making a name for itself, especially after their recent grand reopening when they made the move from Bank Street to East Main Street. But given the current situations in the world, that only gave the Odd Shop more time to focus on the new place.
Reopening during the pandemic, it was kind of tough at first. We had 4 months that we were not open, but we used that opportunity to look for a new space for the shop.
Not only did the pandemic give her a lot of time to find a new location, but it also gave her time to think about what she wanted this space to not only look like, but feel like also.
I would love for the environment of the shop to be a very nostalgic feeling. I don't like blank space, and I like to fill up everything with organized clutter. A lot of things I like to reuse, and I don't like seeing them thrown away, and so if I can decorate the ceilings with them, I will.
The Odd Shop is absolutely filled with nothing but nostalgia on the walls, racks, shelves, and even ceilings. So you may be wondering, where exactly do they get all of their inventory?
We get all of our inventory and vintage items from cleaning out old buildings and attics and storage units and basements, all kinds of things. So something that is usually overwhelming for people to deal with, we can do junk removal and just take everything out and sort through it and clean everything and process it that way.
The Odd Shop is the perfect local business to support all of your vintage needs. You can visit them in downtown New Albany on 155 East Main Street, or check them out on Instagram at New Albany Odd Shop.
It's good to see that stores like the Odd Shop are fortunate enough to be able to operate during these tough times.
Many places within our community had to be temporarily shut down due to COVID. Stores, movie theaters, and even amusement parks are finally able to reopen. Presley Vanover took a look at the new Regal movie theater that just opened in Jeffersonville and their safety precautions to keep everyone safe.
I'm not sure about you, but I've nationwide have been shut down until recently. They reopened the 21st of August. They've implemented new procedures for customers and employees. To give insight on the new procedures and safety precautions, we interviewed two employees, Sophie Ebeck and Stanley Kirby.
And we work at the movie theaters, so we both work in concessions and get people their popcorn and drinks and tickets, and then sometimes we usher, which you clean the theaters. The precautions that we have during our shifts, so we have to wear masks the whole time, which is kind of sucky, but you pretty much have to wear a mask everywhere now. And then, so before we gave free refills on the largest, large popcorns and large drinks, but now we don't give refills anymore. And people get so mad, but we just don't do it.
The safety precautions not only affect the employees, but customers as well. In the lobby and the auditoriums, guests were asked to wear a mask. When getting snacks and drinks from the concession stands, every customer must remain 6 feet apart in line. They've also closed every other register to maintain social distancing. Self-serving condiment stands are temporarily closed too. Customers can also purchase food in the Regal mobile app before and during the theater showing. In addition to purchasing food in the app, you can buy tickets before entering the theater. Unfortunately, you can no longer buy your tickets from the self-serving machines located in the lobby area. In the auditoriums, the guest capacity is reduced to 50%, and there's 2 seats between every group of people. The sizes of the groups vary by state protocol. They've also increased the fresh air intake between 50 and 100% above normal air levels. It heightens airflow in the auditoriums, which is proven to decrease the chance of contracting the virus. So, if you or your friends are planning on seeing a movie anytime soon, make sure you mask up and follow the safety guidelines.
Luckily, places can start reopening and our community can slowly start going back to normal.
While our community is still readjusting to our new ways of life, there's always something to lighten the mood. The Louisville Zoo's baby elephant Fitz has just turned 1.
Sometimes it's good to go back to the basics in life, especially during times where the basics of life seem so important. A great start could be the Louisville Zoo. Getting connected with nature is very important, and it couldn't be a better time to do so, seeing that it's just been about a month since Fitz, the newest addition to the elephant lineup at the zoo, turned 1. Fitz was born on August 2nd, 2019 at 11:24 p.m. Fitz was 39 inches tall and 30 inches long, and he weighed about 275 pounds. Mickey, Fitz's mother, was about 33 at the time of birth. Even after 50 years of the Louisville Zoo being open, Fitz was only the second calf to be born. So stop waiting around the house and get out to the Louisville Zoo to see Fitz and Mickey living their lives.
It's good to see many parts of our school and community still operating, even when there are restrictions.
Hopefully more businesses and events can start re-functioning soon. Continue to wear masks and socially distance so Floyd Central can get back to normal as soon as possible. Until then, I'm Crew Gibson.
I'm London Fulkerson, and this has been FCN.